Yo guys, today we're going to study Glokk40Spaz for the new Underground series. He has a really dope song called Drug Relapse. And let's look at the credits on Tidal. I want to shout out to Genry, if I'm saying that right, or Henry, and Monkey Man. I'm probably saying this wrong, so forgive me. I'm not trying to disrespect y'all. And it says Alexander Gabriel Quezada. So this music is very good in my opinion. So let's break this down. It comes down to 2 chords, you guys. So let's use a chord code app that I made. It's called Chord Codes. We teach on what's called a chord code system based around number. So the first chord here is E, and we're gonna hop into FL. You guys look at the project files that we create today. I just want to break down the music theory first. So here's E flat minor. Basically, we're just using the black keys starting at E flat, which is right here, and just work your fingers around the black keys. There's no magical like formation. It's just you could pretty much use any black keys. You could even throw in a couple. And all I'm doing is just bouncing around my fingers, okay? It's 2 chords, y'all. 2 chords, and you can get this really dope sound here. So it goes doom, 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 doom. All right, let's start there. I don't like to copy and trace producers because I feel like that's what kind of keeps you guys stuck, is just copying patterns and stuff. I feel like to be creative, you want to learn the basics of drums so that you're not just copy and pasting somebody else's drums. But just at least to start the video, we're gonna create this little doom, 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 doom. It reminds me of DMV music, for those who understand. And let me know which underground artists you guys love below. We'll study their music together. I do like underground sound. I actually think it's better than like the mainstream, in my opinion. It's just more, I can go to the gym with it. So boom, 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 boom. Now most people just look at this like, okay, do boom, 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 boom. But it's really trecio. Okay, and I teach trecio, so it's tre, si, o, si, o, tre, si, o, tre, si, o. Okay, so this is trecio, just spread out. Tre, si, o. Now all we're doing is just adding another hit right here. Okay, so this isn't like some magical drum formula. It's trecio, and when you understand trecio is literally everywhere in drums, you'll be like, oh, that's it. Now, I like to double up my drums when I'm in that DMV kind of vibe, so you guys can spread out your drums, but it just depends on your vibe. There's no like mandatory thing. It's more of a DMV type thing. Now, if we were to, now I'm not going to copy everything about this beat, but they have like 2 snares. They have like a main snare, like this kind of snare, and then they have a bouncy snare. So, I mean, pretty standard trap drum. So all we got to do is just find like a different snare. There's no like magical snare. Let's go to the Lunch 77 kits. You guys can find these in our Discord, discord.gg/busyworksbeats. Lunch 77 put together kits from the top producers around the world, and you guys have access to that. So let me see how close. This one's a little bit different. All right, so I'm not like focused on the exact snare. I'm just trying to find 2 snares that are short and different. Okay, and let's add this on the 3 and the 7 count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's add that to the playlist. 3, 4, 5. And now I need the bounce snare to do like jump around. So if you listen to their specific approach, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, ta, ta. Okay, because it's doing trecio. 1, 2, 3, 4, trecio. That's what it's doing. Trecio. That's the pattern if we were to play all the notes. But we're just not playing the 3rd note. Everything is trecio, I'm telling you guys. And trecio is not triplets, by the way. Now I'm going to do my own hi-hats because, you know, you guys got to learn how to create your own style. Let's even use a DMV. Is this DMV the music or just DMV the name? Because that'd be cool if that was for the genre. Let's add some close hi-hats. Shout out Metro booming on the mo. I don't know, that was random. My brain just took a random tangent. All right. All right, let's hear their hi-hats just to kind of cross-reference. So theirs are different, and surprisingly, this is what I mean. Like, they created a difference because they're not doing the typical fill each 2 steps hi-hats. They're actually drawing their hi-hats all the way through. And then what they're doing is you can change the graph editor and go to note repeat, and you can make these glitch faster, or you can go to the piano roll, but it's faster to just kind of start up your idea in the graph. And you can even go here and change the fine tune pitch, which I think they did. It's hard to tell. Is there a faster way? Yeah, there's actually a faster way. If we go to note pitch, you can actually pull up the notes here. Just to create a little contrast. Again, the goal is not to copy any specific. It's just to create difference. So now we got a bounce. Let's add those pianos in here. Now I'm going to record with my actual keyboard just because I like the tone of it, but then we're going to go back and record MIDI and stuff. So you guys look at the project files for free. I'm going to give you guys this piano sound. So first, what I like to do when I record audio is leave one bar in the beginning, because this gives me time to actually like play into the beat as opposed to just starting right, you know, right as soon as it hits record. This allows me to give a little more wiggle room for stuff that happens before the downbeat. All right, so hopefully I nail this in one take. We will see. 1, 2, 3. Could have been better. Now, if you want to make that even better, another way we can, let me show you guys the chord codes. You guys get this in the black box bundle, this chord codes app. This is mainly for teaching. All right, but if you guys go to busyworksbeats.com/black, this is included in there. All right, so basically what we want to do, if you want to create like a turnaround, I call it. Okay, ask yourself, where are we starting? We're starting at E flat. Okay, now all you got to do is take the root note, which is E flat, and count up 7 notes. This gives you what's called the perfect fifth. Okay, so if I play these two together, it's called a perfect fifth. This is called an interval, or basically a measurement of distance. So what we can do is say, and then we can hit it with another chord, something, and then back to. Now the question is, what chord? Now here's where chord codes are really important. But for now, we're just going to kind of keep it simple. We're going to count up from the root note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gives us a B flat. And there's a chord type called a, let me see if I find it in our list here. My favorite chord type, there's a lot more teaching behind this, but I'll just say my favorite chord type is an altered 9. Let me see it. Sharp 5, sharp 9. So let's do altered dominant. And then we're going to change the root note to, what was it, B flat. So let's switch here, click B flat. And this will give you the chord voicing for that specific chord. So this is a new chord for me. I didn't practice this, so that's why I'm pulling it up. So it says B flat. And let me go down an octave. B flat, D, F sharp, G sharp, and then C sharp. Not too difficult. All right, so I just got to get used to playing that in sequence. So let's see if we can nail that. See that little change up? And it's easy once you understand this chord code system. That's why I teach chord codes, because it's so powerful. Now let me see if I can nail that on take number 2. Now these two, well, technically 3 chords now. These 3 chords make up everything. All the melodies, all the background sounds you guys hear in that track, it's based around these 2 chords. So once you learn chords, it opens up everything. It opens up melody, bass lines, everything. That's why I usually start with chords. Let's pray. We could do this in one take, God willing. Okay, so here's the chords. See how I messed up? Luckily, that turnaround chord's not too hard to get to. So let's pray we could do this in one take. Oh, right at the end, y'all, my finger jacked up. Oh, this is the hardest part, is just getting it in one take. Man, we were right there, y'all. Oh man, I was trying to be fancy. That's what I get. Dang it, y'all. I was that close. Okay, let's do it again. Whew, thank God. I kept it simple that time. Yo, I'm telling you, when you record audio, there's a lot of pressure on the line. Okay, so luckily now we can add that as like a way to change it up over time, so it's not the same thing. Now in this beat specifically, they add a lot of change ups. It's not just the piano playing all the way through. It's like little things like this. Sorry, y'all, that's the piano recording. But I'm gonna switch this. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna slice the audio. And so that one little chord change is gonna add movement to you guys' tracks. So whenever your tracks feel like they're not moving, you need to give it some music theory tension, okay? And that's a great way to add tension, is to use that dominant chord as a turnaround chord. So as much as we think there's zero music theory in underground beats, it's actually some of the highest level of music theory. Like Yeet Beats uses chordal harmony. Playboy Carti uses quintal harmony. This song by Glokk40Spaz is using like really complex chords, okay, from jazz theory. All right, so now what we're gonna do is add like all the filler sounds. So let's go to busyworksbeats.com/sampler. Here's the Busyworks Beats sampler. This is completely free. I'll try to use factory presets. The full version comes with over 600 sounds, not including Scorch. This was just me adding that in as a library. Think of it like Contact before music producers, okay? Let's go to the factory library and let's just go to some of these sounds. And I forgot, did I turn them off? I think I turned my MIDI off. Yeah, duh. Okay, so let's turn the keyboard off so that you guys don't hear that keyboard. And now let's use some of the sounds from the sampler. And I'm just gonna add little, little glissando stuff in there. Let me route this so you guys can hear the piano. To Control L, send this to the mixer. So now we're just adding all the, basically, okay, I teach this in more depth, but look at my video called like 8 beats to a full song, or 8 bars to a full song. And I teach what I call components. So we have 4 main components. So there's a harmony component. This is what I usually start on because it gives the foundation for all the melody and all the bass notes. So it's like a foundation for the house. The stuff that we started with technically was the rhythm, but that was more because I was teaching that to you guys. That's not because I don't usually start with the rhythm. And okay, and then so you have the harmony section, you have the top line. This is the memorable melody, and then you have what's called a contrast layer. So these are the buckets of things I put my sounds into. Not the greatest grammar, but hopefully you guys get the gist. Okay, so now we're going to use the Busyworks Beat sampler, and then I'm going to ask myself, what am I creating? Am I creating a top line, a contrast? Am I creating a harmony expression layer? That's another teaching I teach, which is called expression layers. Like, am I doing pitch bends and like modulated sounds to really grab the ear for expression? What's the goal of this sound? So the goal here, I think, is just to add a top line, or a top line expression technically. So it's a little accent notes. Just basic little things like that. Okay, now let me turn off my recording and let's try to organize this a little bit. Now, am I going into this forcing a beat out of this? Not necessarily. I'm trying to teach you guys all the little things about this. What I'm going to do though is turn the piano down a little bit. It's just kind of loud. It's hard to hear the drums when everything's loud. Swap out the sound here. We need a sound that pokes out just a little bit more. Maybe let's try the vibraphone or something along that line. So again, this comes with 50 free factory sounds. We're going to be updating it soon. Let's try some kind of mallet or some kind of striking instrument. So we're trying to create like an ambient vibe. Let's just turn off the delay. So this sound has also more than just reverb, it actually has slowed down reverb, which is a filler contrast sound. Let's see what else is unique about this specific song. Again, the song's called Drug Relapse by Glokk40Spaz, produced by Henry and Monkey Mon, and the composer Alexander Gabriel Quezada. I'm probably saying that wrong. So they have like this this kind of accent thing, and then they also have a lead in the background. It's very tucked in there, so it's not huge of a sound. I'm trying to think what plugin could give you guys dope leads as stock. Sawyer is a little secret tool sometimes. Let's go to leads and let's just try some of these. Now I like some of those for bass as well. The leads is I'll play them low octaves for bass. So let's just use something like this and just tuck it in the back. So I just did a little more musical stuff in the back. Let's just tuck that sound though. We don't have to tuck it all the time. We can just add a filter. We need to also take off the envelope. Now we just need sounds to stand out, because right now there's a lot going on with this this mallet. It's actually creating another layer. So let's turn this off for this song, because I just want something a little more straight. Kind of like the sound. It just feels that digital vibe. It's very happy sounding. Let me see what kind of 808 they were kind of going for. So there's this doom. It's a long tail 808. I'm just gonna click random 808s because we're not gonna sit here and try to match 808s. We just need a long tail tonal 808. Something like these, but so these are from our go to kit at busyworksbeats.com/black. Let's do something like this probably. So again, I can sit here all day try to match the 808. This is a waste of time. Now their 808, I think they changes notes. So that's another element, is like I'm using the 808. Initially I was using it like a kick, but now that we've added all this music, we have to think of it like a bass. So it's a different thing now. Whenever you go tonal with the 808s, usually it's going to turn into more of a bass than a kick. So here's where I'm going to extend the pattern, and there's no like rules, y'all. we could just focus on E flat and what was it, D flat. So let's start it here at E flat, and just whenever our ear wants to switch, we'll go to D flat. So let's go back. Okay, so I needed to actually make this longer than I initially thought. Okay, so now I'm combining up to, what is this, 8 bars, so just 4 bars. So let's keep it simple and just go with the root notes for now. And if we want to switch up little notes, we can. So now it's matching the chord change, and now we get more of an emotional bass. That's another great way to change the perception of movement, is change the bass note. Let's fade this. Let's move move some of these. Everything can't be doing everything all at once. So let's just move the lead and this area away from each other. Because this is a top line we're trying to stack another top line on the top line. That's why it gets convoluted. So this is why the system works as 4-component system. Now we can ghettoify this 808 a little bit. And it won't match their 808, but I want to see what it happens if we go to the 808 pre-computed effects, mess with this pogo. I like this kind of like jumpy pitch bend sometimes. It's just so different, but it's optional. You guys don't have to do that. You can also do it by the pitch envelope too. It's another way to do it, but it just depends on what you guys are trying to go for. There's no like magical answer. So it creates almost like a Pharrell Neptunes. Personally, I just like the pitch bend effect. It's just my style. You don't have to, not my style, but my preference, I should say. Let's add a little more snare activity in this beat. Let's add like, let's add a little, let's go to the graph editor. Let's go to note repeat. Let's turn the velocity down. I'll switch this sampler sound. I don't think the brass sound. I think it's just meant to be a bell, the way it's playing. So now our goal is just to figure out that last little puzzle piece of the sound. I'm trying to find a sound that like jumps out, not your typical sound. I like the sound. With the bass doing that, it like took all the attention. So now the snare's got to kind of go a little more ham. So these little details is how you kind of crystallize your style. Now let's switch to 808 on pattern 4 to not do this like pitch bend thing, because I don't want to overkill that effect. It's definitely way more musical, just tonally straightforward. I think we kind of needed to, I don't know, I kind of like that switch up. Let's do the switch up maybe at the B section area instead of right away. Let's do something. Let's do like a little switch up area. Keep the same drums and just maybe do different instruments. Now I'm gonna have to speed up this video because I don't want this video to be like an hour long. Let's add some keyboard sounds here. I'm using what's called a chord Chronos 2, and let's just find some lead sounds. Record this. Why am I always doing the most fire stuff when I'm not recording? Darn it, y'all. Don't you hate that when you're like playing some fire and then you're like, I forgot what I just played. Okay, now I know what I played. See that little pitch bend I added in there for a little texture? Wow, definitely messed up the next part. So now I'm just adding my own vibe. This is just my own flavor and own taste to it. Let's add more like high pitched things though. I'm gonna use this little like middle area is like to be the most musically filled area, and then we're gonna go to this ghetto area over here. Okay, so that's kind of how I want to arrange this, where it's like intro to the vibe, then it's like super musical in the middle, and then it's like ghetto. Okay, those are my 3 areas right now. Let's just find more sounds here in the keyboard. And again, I'm looking for like high pitched bell type sounds, even some percussion could fit in. I don't know if it caught that last chord. I guess it did. Darn, I didn't record enough. I didn't have enough bars on the end, so it kind of cut off the audio, but it should record it. So I'm playing the same chords, just in the bell. Same exact chords. So now we need a sound that just, maybe like a pitch bendy sound. We need the sound to just kind of be the weird sound. Sound. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. I'm liking bells on this beat. Darn, my finger slipped, y'all. Let's record this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that pitch bend, man, that's just my flavor that I'm adding to these like high-end things. Again, this is just me adding musical layers. They're all playing the same harmony, just different tones. Same thing. Same E flat minor 7. Like I said, just be creative here. We're just splattering harmony. Harmony is like percussion, how you get to stack it infinitely. guys will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/betterbeatmaker. I'll leave a link below. All right, we're not done yet. We still got to go to the ghetto part over here. How long? Okay, we're only at 30 minutes. Okay, we got some time. Let's just add a little change up over here. I might distort those 808s at the end. And then we'll throw everything into the beat mix. Record some more. Adding a little contrast in there. Let me see how I don't know if he's rapping or singing on this one. Okay, so he's doing like a. That's just, he's doing a triplet flow. So I don't know if I have that many bars, to be honest with you. Let's open up the booth mic. I might record a little something, you know, a little tidbit, if you will. What's the word? I can't even think of the word I'm looking for. Anyway, let me turn on my preamp. Now here's the ghetto part. We gotta, I'm thinking of distorting this 808. I'm not sure what I want to do to this 808. Let's hit Control L, send it to its own mixer. Let's run it through. Let's do the Busyworks Beats 808 plugin at busyworksbeats.com. Let's run it through here. I'm going to create a different texture on it. This plugin was built for 808s, by the way. All right, let's add. Now we got the analog grip on it. Let's run it through a drum sampler just to see. We can also add a filter on it and blend it in. But I don't think we need that for this tone. Let's run it through a clipper. Push the input. So now we got the analog grip on it. It's not just a digital sound, it's that analog depth to it. We need something like that. Let me see if I can find a bell. Let's record that in. Dun, 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 dun. I'm just going to record that multiple times with different bells just to stack it up. 1, 2, 3. Played that. Okay, because that was more of a freestyle. It switched up more than I thought I would be switching it up. All right. All right, let's add this little extra one. if I want that doo doo the whole way through. Really debating on this side of things. Let's just turn the 808 down. I feel like it's just trying to be. That's an optional ending. I don't know if I like this ending now that we've kind of heard it in context. I'll leave it there for you guys, but personally speaking, to make that work, I'm going to have to like redo all the snares and hi-hats to make the energy fit, match. So for that reason, let's just go back to the musical area. It was worth a try, but it's just doing extra work for no reason. Do we have everything? I forgot what I was doing. I guess we have everything then. All right, let's group everything into a beat mix. Mix this quickly. Run this from the top. Let me save this so you guys get it. Again, go to busyworksbeats.com/betterbeatmaker to get these project files for free. Save it in here. And now we just gotta level and just mix a little bit. We're gonna mix into what's called the AI Mastering 2 at busyworksbeats.com/AI Mastering. Let me load this up. Now the main thing is headroom, so we gotta make sure we're giving it headroom. So let's turn down the input. Turn this analog button on. That's gonna make this song jump out. And then you can just mess with knobs here. Keep it simple. It's 3 knobs. We can get more complex. I just want to hear what it sounds like. Here's before. Now we can also change out the harmonic distortion style, so let's try different styles. So there's different crunches and depths you can get. These are analog style. Be careful not to overly crunch things though. Personally, again, I like the British mode. Not doing too much. All right, let's run it from the top. more time and, you know, writing our verse and getting all the little tiny rhythms together, you know, we could take this further. You guys will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/betterbeatmaker. I want to thank everybody for watching. Subscribe if you're new. It's a game from busyworksbeats.com. Learn how to make beats like the pros. Go to busyworksbeats.com/premium. Peace out, guys.